spend your money on experiences, not things. For most of us, money is a limited resource. Economists agree, however, that the most important thing is not the amount we get paid, but what we do with it. And especially what we use it for. Therefore, spend your money on experiences, not things. It is true that the majority of our income is used to cover basic expenses. After that, however, we manage to find money to buy a new mobile phone or that with the biggest screen, or a new pair of jeans on sale. Buying things always excites us a little. The unfortunate thing is that this excitement wears off quickly. Do not value money more or less than it is worth, for it is a good servant and a bad master. Alejandro Dumas, Jr. Interestingly, there is a branch of economists called the economics of happiness. Among other things, they measure the relationship between income expenses and how satisfied you are with life. They have found, based on ample evidence, that more money does not equal happiness. So where is the key to happiness? Spending money on experiences versus spending money on things. Many people spend their extra money on things. They even sacrifice quite a bit to get them. They cut back on basic bills or go into debt. Nowadays this often happens with mobile phones. They are no longer just a communication tool, but rather a status symbol. There is fierce competition when it comes to our favorite things. Apart from mobile phones, this is also the case with other electronic devices. And of course also clothes. Cars are also part of this logic. Branding is paramount with these things. You don't have a car, but a BMW. You don't have a mobile phone, but an iPhone. With most of these purchases, comparing ourselves to others is a huge influence. We choose a certain brand or thing to be equal to or better than those around us. Sometimes these objects define our sense of belonging to a group. But, paradoxically, they also give off a certain kind of excitement. Objects, especially if they are luxury goods, manage to create distance. Spending money on experiences. Economics of happiness is convinced that spending money on experiences creates much more satisfaction than spending it on objects. They have studied it, they have measured it. And that is their conclusion. Thomas Gilovich, professor of psychology at Cornell University, has studied the subject for several years. He found that people habituate to objects with extreme ease. Soon after acquiring them, objects, they begin to become routine with little appeal. In other words, they become boring. Routine things do not make us happy. But with experiences, the opposite happens. When they are significant, they gain value. This increases over time. Experiences also unite people. Two people can have the same iPhone but not be able to identify each other in the slightest. On the other hand, two stamp collectors will feel close. If you go shopping with someone, you don't bond with them the same way you do if you do an activity together or go on a trip. In this case, tensions due to competition will not be the result, but rather the exact opposite. Understanding and solidarity, and spend on life. We are our experiences. And the experiences things give us are extremely limited. Objects don't really have the potential to make us intoxicated with joy and give us a sense of living life to the fullest. It has experiences, on the other hand, though. Even many negative experiences, when processed, become stories, and even funny ones. And the positive ones are like true nourishment for our soul. Several years later, we can still remember them and feel some of those wonderful feelings again. They do not wear out over time. Each experience is unique, unlike mass-produced items. Even when we go through something similar, it will never be together. Hence its value. There are wonderful, liberating conversations we will never forget. There are places that take us to the edge of awe and wonder. The joy of a meal or time spent with friends is priceless. If what we are looking for is to feel better, be happier, it would be good to consider the way we use our resources, especially our money.